Today on the Boot Guy, we're looking at the Darlington by Goodyear boots. Right off the bat, Goodyear boots, their work and industrial boots fall right in that price point for guys that get stipends from their companies. Most of the time in boots in that price range, they're pretty crappy. Goodyear, on the other hand, decided that they were going to put together an inexpensive boot with the best possible materials they could, offering you the most comfortable boot that they can offer. So let's just start on the bottom. It's a Goodyear rubber sole. And it's a really good heavy duty sole. Unlike most cheap boots that you find out there in this price point, most of the time in all the hard thick sections, underneath the outside coating it's honeycombed. This sole is a solid piece of rubber. So one thing that does mean, yes, it's going to be heavy. Actual physical weight of the boot is going to be heavier than other boots in this price point. But what you're going to get is you're going to get a more secure, long-lasting, and dependable boot. It's fully welted all the way around. That means you're going to get a more comfortable fit because now you're standing inside the sole and not at the edges of the sole. The leather that Goodyear's using on Darlington out of the box is already mink oiled. So that means it's going to repel a lot more water, oil, and just anything you come in contact with. Now, because it is a softer type leather, you're going to have to mink oil this thing if you want to maintain this feel and continuity with the boot. Moving up into this whole top section of the boot, the first thing you're going to notice is that they used really good eyelids. They're washer-backed eyelids, so there's no sharp pieces inside there that are going to destroy your laces. The second thing you're going to notice is the speed lace. It's a fully riveted speed lace in two connecting points. So it's not a cheap bent over speed lace, it's actually got some beef to it. The tongue section, well, it's not sewn up too high that you can't get the boot on if you have a really wide foot. Because it opens up really nice and wide, and because the leather's really stretchy and soft, a guy with a pretty wide foot's going to have no problem getting this thing to fit. Out of the box, it might not feel 100%, but if you're buying this boot to stay under a certain price point, it's a really good choice. The tongue is padded, and they used a piece of leather right across the front in order to protect the laces from digging into the Cordura nylon that they made the tongue out of. At the top of the boot, you're going to find a really nice padded collar, and it's not this heavy-duty padding that cuts into you as you start to break the boot in. It's nice, it's soft, it's going to break in nicely. Inside the boot, it's lined with a polyester, so it's going to be a little bit better with sweat and moisture, pulling it away from your foot, pushing it to the leather surface. Now the boot comes with a hard footbed, and this is an advantage to you guys that have to wear orthotics from your doctor. So take out the insole that the boot comes with and put your orthotic on top of the hard footbed. Do not put your custom-made orthotic on top of the footbed that comes with it. It's not going to fit. You're not going to get the support. Your doctor will tell you the same thing. That orthotic needs to sit on top of the hard footbed. Now, since we're talking about insoles, this is what they send along. And this really isn't bad. You have to think, for a price point boot, they actually went one step further and made a really nice insole to go inside this thing. Now, like I said, it's a hard rubber sole. So the sole's not going to have the type of bounce you're going to find in dual density soles and EVA soles and urethane soles. It's going to be a little bit of it's going to be a hard walk-in boot. And if you're coming from a world of wearing sneakers, this might not feel great right out of the box, but at least you got this insole that's going to allow you to break this boot in and just get accustomed to wearing something that's close to a real boot. Size scale on the boot, 7 through 13, but they do dual size it for men and women. So it also comes in mediums and wides. Now, my true feelings about a boot like this are, if you're a guy who needs to pick up an inexpensive pair of boots, at least you can pick up the best possible inexpensive boot you can. And Goodyear is making boots that fall into that classification with a slip-resistant sole, a heavy-duty sole, really good leather, and an insole that's not half bad. If you're going to have to spend the money, if the company's giving you the money, at least look for the best possible boot you can and take a look at Goodyear. So that's the Goodyear Darlington in brown with this heavy duty rubber sole. Hey, if you've ever worn Goodyear footwear before, please comment below. Let guys know how long this boot lasted you and in what type of environment you wore it. Hey, if you're interested in knowing more about the Goodyear sole, how they mold and compound this heavy duty rubber sole, or if you want to see some detailed photos of the boot, please swing by to bootguy.com. There I'll have all that waiting for you. Plus I'll have a couple links and a coupon code that'll make it a lot easier getting a pair of these on your feet. Please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, where I post daily photos of boots and ideas and things that are going on in the work and casual boot world. Hey, if you should have any questions about buying a pair of these Goodyear boots or just about work boots in general, feel free to shoot me over an email. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching. How can I not say orthotic? Orthotic.